is a barbed wire 6 sides of steel grudge match. To win this contest, you must be the first competitor to escape the cage and have your feet hit the arena floor. Introducing first from Tampa, Florida, by way of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Christian Cage.
It was 1 year ago, November the 13th, 2005, when Christian Cage rocked the wrestling world by joining TNA. He defeated Jeff Jarrett in February to become NWA World Heavyweight Champion, and he held the world's title for over 4 months before losing a King of the Mountain match where, quite honestly, Christian Cage was never pinned, he never submitted. But boy, since then, we've seen a totally different side of Christian Cage.
You talk about a different attitude. You talk about a transformation. He became a man that wasn't afraid to turn on his own friends. People that he grew up with. People that he grew up in this business with. He became a man that was concerned about one thing and one thing only, and that was Christian Cage.
For over a decade, Christian Cage and Rhino, great friends. They trained together. They traveled together. They socialized together. Christian Cage, he flushed 10 years of friendship right down the drain.
And his opponent from Detroit, Michigan, he is the War Machine, Rhino!
It was 2 weeks ago here on iMPACT in a weapons or escape 4 corners pole match where Rhino, he gained possession of the key to the cage door. He's got it in his hand. He also won the straitjacket, but if you recall, Christian Cage, he won the bolt cutters and the 2 steel chairs.
And you can see right there the officials taking the key and the straitjacket away from Rhino. The only way that they can get those, either the weapon or the means to escape the cage, is by asking the referees during the match, in which time they will slip it through the cage to him. You can see earlier the Christian didn't bring his, the referees already had it, but this is going to be a situation, Mike, where when will they ask for the weapons, and when will they try to get out of this cage?
We've never had this style of cage match in TNA. You can go out the cage door. You can go over the top of the cage to get the win. You've got to touch the arena floor. This match, it's not about pinfalls. It's not about submissions.
And just think about this too, Mike. To get out of there, and you can see Christian looking up top to go through that barbed wire. We've never had the barbed wire on top of the 6 sides of steel. And think of the damage it can do to your flesh. It can gouge your flesh, and it can cause unbelievable pain. But that's what you've got to go through if you want to go over to the top. Now remember, Christian can call for the bolt cutters if he gets a chance. He'll need them to get through that barbed wire.
That's the edge that he has. The bolt cutters and the steel chairs on, and those steel chairs have done so much damage to the War Machine Rhino during the course of this rivalry in the past few months.
Oh, there's been times where we didn't think Rhino would be able to get into the ring. Unbelievable amounts of concussions. Doctors have not even given him permission to be in the ring here tonight. But Rhino doesn't care about that. All he cares about is getting his revenge on the former friend, the former partner, and somebody that he grew up with. But Rhino right now, all he cares about is inflicting pain and damage on Christian Cage.
The War Machine, Rhino from the Motor City, rocked in the corner with the knife-edge chops from Christian Cage. Oh, but look at him turn it around. Series of chops. Oh, just opening up the flush on the chest of Christian.
Boy, it looks like Rhino just hitting him with that extra authority, but Christian is always elusive. That's one thing you've got to give him. You've got to give him respect. You mentioned it earlier, Mike. He's never been pinned. He's never submitted. I mean, he's the guy who held that belt and actually didn't get beat personally to lose it. He's always held that on his mind. He's always used that to motivate him.
Oh, Rhino went for the press slam, the quick reversal, and the inverted DDT. That's the answer from Christian Cage.
It's interesting to hear how this crowd that at one time cheered Christian Cage to the point of no end. They loved him when he came in, and you can see Christian asking for the chairs right there. Referee Andrew Thomas slipping them in, but no. And now Rhino tried to grab him, but no, they can't give it to him. They have to hand them off to Christian Cage. But I want to mention that crowd that cheered Christian Cage religiously, and then they saw that transformation. They saw Christian Cage turn, and to this day, that crowd doesn't understand it, and they've not accepted him, and they let Christian Cage know whatever chance they get.
Vicious shoulder block in the corner from the War Machine, and he's got Christian Cage on the defensive here. Look at him follow up the advantage. Gonna take Christian now, gonna set him up, and driver, big shot, right hand, right into the side of the head. Gonna now shoot him across and back first into the corner. Oh, another shoulder block.
Oh, he did. He nails him with that shoulder block. And, Mike, something we need to mention to everybody, and for those of you that have never seen a six-sided steel cage, because of the six sides, it gives that cage no flexibility. As you hear the people going crazy. But that cage you'll watch, it doesn't have any give. That's something everybody talks about. When you hit that cage, it's like hitting a steel wall.
This crowd here in the Impact Zone, absolutely on fire, Don. Right from the opening, you can see there, Christian up at the top of the cage. Oh, he felt that barbed wire, and he just dropped down to the mat, and there he goes. That time, face first, right into the steel.
And you can see what I was talking about. He hit that, and watch this, right into it. And it's just like going right into a cheese grater. As you hit it straight on. It is a vicious place to be in because there's no give whatsoever.
From one side of the steel cage to the other, and then the gorilla press slam, and he threw him again, face first, body first, right into the unforgiving mesh.
I don't know how long that flesh can handle that. As you can see, Rhino now asking the referee, he's yelling for the key. He wants the key. Is he just going to try to end this match this early? Just go ahead and let himself out the door.
It's just that simple. You're right. Open the cage door, walk out and touch the floor, and the War Machine Rhino's victorious.
He's hesitating there right now as Christian Cage still hasn't gotten up. I mean, there's nothing to deter him from going right out of the cage.
Almost as if he's having second thoughts.
He's dangling the key right there in front of Christian Cage.
Yeah, he's taunting Christian Cage with the key, and Christian leaps for it, but he comes up just short.
Playing mind games, and he throws it out!
What's this? He tossed the